I mean, really fear-mongering here. But don't worry, they'll have a tax you can pay. Bill Gates has got $1 trillion program you could pay for as taxpayers. He'll have stuff added to jet fuel to spray aluminum dioxide in the sky to block the sun's radiation. Oh, I'm afraid they're already doing it. It's called chemtrails, but now they've announced it to everyone. I have all the documents. I'm working on a film on it right now, folks. They're terraforming, geoengineering. These people think they're God. They're already doing all sorts of crazy stuff and basically spinning to the public what they're really up to. Separately, though, you know, I know this going down to Galveston all my life and taking the tours and having the local, people with degrees in it describe how one beach will get bigger while another gets smaller. And some years the water goes up, some years the water goes down. The moon is what's powering it. Man has no control over the tides. And some islands get bigger, some get smaller. You can go Google, say San Francisco water levels. Goes back over 150 years where they've kept an exact measurement there at the port. And overall, 150 years ago, it was a lot higher. Then it went lower, then it went higher again. But right now, it's several inches lower. And so is the rest of the world on average. Doesn't matter. They teach your kids we're all drowning. The ice cap's already melted. We're all dead. It's not true. They get bigger in the winter, smaller in the summer. Every summer they point a satellite at it and say, look, it's shrinking. They don't tell you it gets big again in the winter, though. They treat you like morons. And there's just hundreds of reports out in the last week. Pacific Islands growing, not shrinking due to climate change. This is out of the London Telegraph. Low-lying Pacific Islands regarded as poster child. Yeah, they always have the land grabbing, and they're not environmentalists. They're pirates that go, give us your property, it's for the earth. And you go, okay, gee, I will. They go, thank you, it's mine. You know, we're the green police, we got submachine guns. I mean, that's what they're into, folks. They're not playing games. Low-lying Pacific Islands, regarded as poster child examples of the threat from rising sea levels, are expanding, not sinking, a new study has revealed. Scientists have been surprised by the findings, which show that some islands have grown by almost 1/3 over the last 60 years because the water level's going down. And it doesn't matter. Islands get built by volcanic thrust. They can get built by tectonic thrust. They can get created by changes in the moon and the sun that drive the atmosphere, that change the currents in the ocean. If they're sandbar islands, like the intercoastal on Texas, it's not going anywhere, boys and girls. Some beaches on the Texas coast aren't there that were there 50 years ago. And areas 50 years ago that didn't have beach have got beach. It changes. You know, they're now saying it isn't global warming, it's climate change. We can't have change. We got seasons. We got cycles. There was a drought, almost bankrupt my farming family in East Texas in the 50s. Then they had times when it flooded. It had nothing to do with cars, ladies and gentlemen. Zero. But if they can scare the daylights out of your kids in school and get them to give up their property rights in the future, the social engineers would love it. And it goes on. It's just, look, you better find out what they're teaching your kids, because everywhere they're brainwashing them. Meanwhile, real environmental issues like genetic engineering, and I didn't even get to that today. I covered it some Friday. I mean, look at these articles. I've got 2 folders full of mainstream news articles and the studies, U.S., Russia, China, you name it, brain reprogramming vaccines that attack your brain, PBS, Billionaire Club bid to overpopulation again, GMO food lobby help drop critical report. Crucial report on Britain's food supplies saying it's safe. Then I've got all the other real reports, the actual studies, genetically modified foods causing long-term sterility in every mammal species, including humans they tested on. Research links genetically modified food to long-term sterility. You know, I mean, you're being sterilized. They've engineered them to do it. I've got all the documents. I've got the White House science czar who talks about chemtrailing you and controlling the weather in eco-science, talking about GMO food to sterilize your butt. And fluoride that reduces fertility. They're not playing games. Comprende? Eddie in New Hampshire, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex. Regarding the H1N1, I know the mainstream media pumped it that we're going to have a lot of death tolls, but luckily, gladly we didn't see that. How likely it is that with population reduction, their main goal, that they release something more lethal?
Oh, yeah, they are. And that's what I said a year and a half ago, and I appreciate your good point, is that I believe that beta test of the flu, and I announced it 3 months before it was news, was going to be just a big drill to put the federalization, internationalization, to put the WHO, the UN, in charge of all global responses. Instead, it blew up in their face. These people are not God. They're not invincible. And yes, they've got weather weapons. I've interviewed the former head of naval weapons, Ben Livingston, meteorologist. They could control hurricanes in '67. That's in my new film. So they can carry out all sorts of tyrannical weather attacks to scare us into, I'll give all my freedom up. Just don't make the thunder god get me. I mean, this is the way witch doctors control people 10,000 years ago. They'd say, give me the best hut, the best women, the best food, or the boonga boonga god will eat the moon. Then there'd be an eclipse. Everybody'd freak out. He'd say, see, the Oonga Boonga god ate it. Give me more power. Hooga booga. Then the eclipse would end. He'd say, the snake god has spit it back out. That's all they're doing. They just come in with some weather weapons, cause some floods. You beg them up. Oh, take my ranch. That will fix it. Al Gore's like, absolutely, that will fix everything. Let's go ahead and talk to Mark in Texas. You're on the air. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, boy, monkey business or creator creature? I think we're dealing with all these crazy people.
You're dealing with con artists. The world is run by Madoff-type con artists, and they run scams on everybody, and the public loves being scammed. The scammers told the public that there's no elite, and that powerful groups don't meet, and that there's no such thing as special interest. And so the public went, I'll just suck my thumb then, watch TV. Ooh, I'll watch football. And now they wonder why everything's being robbed, because the public acted like a bunch of idiots. Sorry, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, no, well, hey, you're right. I'm trying to correct and do the best I can with things. And
then drink more fluoride. It's good. It's completely normal that they put a chemical weapon in the water supply. No one should try to get it taken out of the city water. The government loves us. Everything is fine. Doesn't matter. I have government textbooks by the White House science czar, how they're murdering us with it. Doesn't matter. I'm the crazy one. I shouldn't get upset about that, Mark. I should drink more government water. Here, I've got some right here. I'm going to drink it right now.
This whole insurance, these people are all tied in together, too. It's almost, I'm wondering if there's something that we could, I don't know if I could take some the opinions from people on something about that Hebrews 9 that we read last week that seemed to give us some power to help.
I hear you, Mark. I appreciate your call. We're just flat out of time. And I'm sorry to everybody else that's holding. Ernie, Randy, Sonny, David, Colonel 6, everybody else. You can call me back tomorrow, 11 to 3 Central, or back next Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. You know what? I mean, it's normal to be upset about this. You got 76 new vaccines being put out by Bill Gates. 30-plus of them are for sterilization. You understand this isn't a game. You understand, you yuppies out there go, good, get rid of all the poor people. The globalists see you as trash, too. Did you get a memo not to drink the sodium fluoride water? You know? Why don't you get up off your butt and get the government to take it out of the water? Great job, crew. God bless you all. Our transmission starts now.